Welcome back to Cox OC Connection, where we are celebrating veterans this month. We are at Mission Viejo High School for Mission Armed Forces Day, and I am here with Assemblyman Bill Brough from the 73rd District, who is a veteran himself, having served in the Army. Welcome, Assemblyman.
Thanks, Lacey, for having me.
So I understand that supporting veterans is extremely important to you, and I wanted to ask you first, why is this so important to you at this particular point in time?
Well, I think it's always important. You know, veterans serve our nation, and we wouldn't be the country we are without the sacrifices of the men and women who wear the uniform. It goes back to the founding of our country. And there's been times in our history where, especially the Korean War, it's known as the Forgotten War, veterans came home and weren't given the recognition that they deserve, and it happened after the Vietnam War. So I think especially Vietnam veterans are cognizant that they won't let that happen to the newest generation of Iraq and Afghanistan soldiers that come home. So we should always remember our veterans in everything they do, because it's why our country's so great.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for your leadership on that. I understand that you and Senator Pat Bates have a program or a fair for veterans where you offer support. What's involved in that?
Yeah, well, it goes back to, I served at the Department of Veterans Affairs in the Bush administration, so not only do I have a familiarity with my family members being in the military, but I actually worked at the agency that's in charge of caring for those, as Abraham Lincoln said, who bore the battle, and for their widow and their orphan. And what's happened is the VA has frankly failed its mission in caring for our veterans. And there's long waits for health care. There's long delays in getting their claims adjudicated by the VA to get the benefits they earned and deserve. So as a community here, we have some really good VFW organizations, American Legion, military support groups, and just veterans themselves that are active. So in my assembly office, I created a Veterans Advisory Committee, and I got local veterans to kind of work with me and the state CalVet to identify programs, identify needs. We have folks that are experts in claim process. We have the Laguna Niguel American Legion Post 281 that's partnering with a private company that's working on traumatic brain injury, and it's going to be a pilot at Mission Hospital. So what I want to do here, since the federal VA has sort of dropped the ball in caring for our veterans, we need to do all we can here locally and find the resource. If we can be the cog in the wheel to get veterans in the right direction, if you have a homeless veteran that may get encountered in our community, then law enforcement knows it's a veteran. Let's get them to Long Beach, get them to care. So that's what I'm trying to do. So Senator Bates and I, our resource fair was October 3rd, Capitol Valley High School, and we brought in veteran doctors, homeless service, business services, education, community members that deal with veterans on all these fronts as sort of a resource for folks if they need help with their claim or they need an appointment with the VA. So, like I said, we'll do this every year, and because caring for our veterans should be our number one priority.
Okay, so it is annual.
Yes.
Okay, good to know. What do you think for veterans, that you've been through this process, you have this fair, what are you finding is the most significant issue for veterans in America?
Yeah, it's health care and claims. So, when I was there in the early 2000s, I mean, we had numbers that veterans are waiting 280 days to get an eye appointment in Florida, and that's just unacceptable. And then putting through a claim, if you've ever had to deal with the government, I mean, the bureaucracy, the paperwork, and folks are just trying to get care. They're trying to get, whether they have a leg injury, a head injury, they're trying to get rated by the VA, and it's such a cumbersome bureaucratic process that it deflates a lot of folks, and it shouldn't be like that. We should have the red carpet out. They should get the care and the benefits that they earn and deserve. And if we can be a small part in making that happen, connecting the dots in our community, then we're going to do that.
And you mentioned community. How can the community get involved in your efforts?
Well, they can contact our office, get involved. If there's veterans out there who would like to serve on these advisory committees, I mean, we're involved in the VFW and the Legion and the military support groups. So yeah, every city, Dana Point, Rancho Santa Margarita, they all have military support groups, and members of the community can help. We have programs going on all the time, whether it's car washes for the troops down at Camp Pendleton, or just getting information to folks who might not know where to go. Mm-hmm. That's what I want to do. I want to help the veteran who might not know where to go to get the health care they need, And that's what I'd like our office to do.
Okay, so we got a half a minute left. Who does someone contact if they want to help you out?
Well, my office is 949-347-7301. It's in San Juan Capistrano on Rancho Viejo Road. They can call my office. They can just Google Brough, Assemblyman Bill Brough. They'll find our website. I've got staff in there ready to answer the calls. If they want to get involved, just call my office.
Okay, well, Assemblyman, I want to thank you for your time and also your service to this country, and appreciate you taking the time today.
Well, thanks so much for having me. It's important we get this message out to honor our veterans.
Absolutely. Thanks for watching. We'll be right back.